I need to address Disclosure Day. You know, the new movie Steven Spielberg's working on. He's coming out with a lot of cryptic information that I think we need to dive into. Below me, you're going to notice a symbolization of a cardinal. The reason I can correlate it back to a cardinal is later on in the movie trailer, we will see a deer as well as a cardinal walk into the girl's bedroom. Now, what if I was to tell you there was a meaning behind the two together? Feel free to read what's on the screen, but also note that it says a message from loved ones and protection, as well as renewal, hope, and new beginnings. I would also like to point out it says especially in the winter, and you'll note that in the trailer, there's a scene where the girl as well as the animals are walking together to this house that's lit up like it could be Christmas. Look, whether you like it or not, there's a massive religious aspect to this entire story, and we can tell because in the very beginning, we have a group of nuns who are gathered together watching intensely on the TV as they all clutch their crosses. And at the very end, don't forget she says this.
Why would he make such a vast universe, yet save it only for us?
But if you actually stopped and read the information I delivered to you earlier, the cardinal specifically talks about spiritual aspects of things like messages from loved ones who have passed, aka angels or miracles. With that information out of the way, let's go ahead and take a quick look at that logo one more time. And one of the things that obviously stands out is the eye. Just one, which is interesting because that could very well correlate to the Illuminati and or a message specifically, right? So when you take that and you flip it upside down, we're gonna have her sitting right side up. And what is she doing? Apparently staring up at something. Others have speculated it's a UFO. Me personally, the stars. I'm getting this interesting feeling that she's staring at Pleiades, which is an interesting star cluster that's located inside of Taurus the Bull. And if you note here, you can see how closely it matches. Now, there was a small adjustment for the curvature of the eye in that photograph, but the interesting thing is Pleiades happens to be mostly known in the Greek mythology, but all throughout the world as the Seven Sisters, who essentially are goddesses. And that very well could relate back to the spiritual aspect of this video. Now, wildly enough, if we kept that aspect in mind and walked forward, Steven Spielberg did indeed create Men in Black, and in that movie there was a cat. If you guys remember, the cat's name was Orion, and the galaxy was on Orion's belt. Interestingly enough, it does seem to oddly correlate back to this specific story and star cluster. I'm not saying it is, but what if it is?
On the ground, I saw what appeared to be a translucent cow. A bull ran over me, and I could see stars inside of it.
Just something to think on. Could Steven Spielberg possibly be working with the disclosure of the UAP phenomenon? I know this sounds bonkers, but what if he is? I mean, not too long ago, there was this information stating that a UFO disclosure was underway. Now we have a movie by Steven Spielberg coming out called Disclosure Day. And I'd also like to point out that Emily Blunt seems to oddly be holding something that is shaped similar in size as well as shape, color, to when Tom DeLonge and Hal Puthoff were talking specifically about a piece of metamaterial. I don't know. I know that'd be random, but what if it is all correlated? That'd be nuts. But it'd be badass. Think about it.